Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Patrick. If you like true crime, go ahead, hit the follow button, y'all. We're on Rumble right now. We're on YouTube right now. Shout out, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Rumble. Either way, hit the little thumbs up, y'all. We had 125 people waiting in Rumble and 37 likes. Y'all, 125 people, 37 likes. What? Come on, y'all. Everybody tap the screen like crazy. Or not tap the screen. That's TikTok. Just hit the like button once. Your thumbs get a break over on these platforms, y'all. Welcome in. My name's Patrick. We're going to be talking about this case tonight. The Annie Hester case. Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. She was stabbed to death in 2016 while sleeping in her Gresham, Oregon apartment. What? Yeah, sounds crazy as hell. Y'all, welcome in. Thanks for the Rumble rants and the super chats and everything, by the way. Shout out to Andrea. $5 Rumble rant. Let's get ready to Rumble. Hell yeah. Y'all support the show. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that, but it is appreciated. Very much appreciated. Helps me go live every single night. All right, who's ready to start this one? Shout out to Christina Randall. We're going to watch her video about this one. The jealous wife, bitter husband, and an evil murder plan. Oh, snap. This sounds crazy as hell. Hope you guys are ready for this. And how many likes we got now, y'all? Ooh, 41. See, we're killing it. All right, let's start this. I'm going to shrink myself down. Shout out to Christina Randall. Make sure you go follow her over on YouTube. And the link is down in the description. Here we go.
What would you do to save your relationship? Like, how far would you go? Would you go to therapy? Would you suggest maybe girls or guys' nights out? Maybe even an open marriage? You know, I don't know, animal therapy? Like,
what the hell?
What the fuck?
What would you do, or how far would you go to be willing to save your marriage? That brings us to the case of Annastasia Holmes. Now, Annastasia goes by Annie to all of her family and friends. She was born in 1981 in Gresham, Oregon, and she was raised by her mother and her stepfather after her biological father passed away when Annie was just a teenager. Annie had what was considered to be a pretty normal childhood, and from everything I could find, she pretty much stayed out of trouble. She was a good girl. She loved her family, and she didn't really cause any waves in her life. Annie loved to play tabletop role-playing games. Think games like Dungeons and Dragons. And she spent a lot of her time playing games at these local shops. There was this one game
Let's go
shop that Annie would go to play games and hopefully attract other people there that likes to play these types of games too. And this is when she met a man named Matthew Hester. And he also really liked playing the same type of games that she played.
Bruh.
Annie and Matt basically instantly had a connection and they began dating. And not too long after that, they got married in 2008. Then in 2011, the two of them had a daughter together. Friends would say that Annie absolutely loved her daughter and she loved her husband. And she planned on being with her husband, Matt, for the rest of her life. Annie wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but she wasn't able to because her and Matt's marriage basically started to fall apart. Now, you guys remember that question that I had for y'all at the beginning of this video. Annie loved Matt. And when their marriage was falling apart, she was desperate to do anything that she could basically to fix it, to keep him interested, to keep this marriage and their family together forever. And she agreed to try to have an open marriage with Matt. However, there was only one condition with this open marriage, and it was that they had to be honest with each other about who they were seeing on the side. Now, this was the last-ditch effort to try to save their marriage, but it only ended up making things worse. Annie supposedly found out that Matt had actually been seeing someone else, and he lied to her about it, which broke the only rule that they basically had set up, and at this point completely tore her trust with him up. You guys...
What the fuck?
Man, that is crazy as hell. If you guys agree to do that, why the hell would you not tell them? Like, you agreed to it. So just be like, yeah, I'm seeing, Betty Sue over here on the side. You already agreed to it, dude. What the hell? Oh, no.
You what?
Let's keep going.
Can only imagine. So Annie at this point is like, I've tried everything. I've even said it's okay for you to step outside of the marriage. Just let me know. And he was still hiding and not being honest with her.
This dude sounds like a loser. This dude sounds like a loser. In fact, you know what she should have done? She should have been like, hey, I was going to let you do it, but now I have to sing you this song.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
You crazy as hell, dude. That's crazy as hell.
Now, at this point, it was around 2012, and Annie decided that she couldn't do anything else. She had tried everything, even this whole open marriage type of situation, and even that didn't work, and so she went on to file for a divorce. Now, once the divorce was finalized, Annie got full custody of their daughter, but Matt was still able to have her on the weekends. And Annie, being newly single at this point, she knew that she had to figure out a way to provide for her and her daughter, and so she got a job at a call center and moved into a one-bedroom apartment. And already, minus the little deal they had with the marriage situation, this sounds like so many people I know in their relationships. They get together, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this have a kid. It doesn't work out. One of them ends up becoming a single parent, doing everything that they can to make ends meet and try to co-parent with their ex. Now, Matt, on the other hand, even though Annie was doing all of this other stuff, now got her own apartment, taking care of their daughter, working at this call center, Matt wasn't as motivated. And Annie said that Matt actually was never consistent with paying child support because every time she turned around, he was losing his job or quitting a job, allegedly, for one reason or another. And
What? What the fuck?
Yep. Called it, y'all. What do we call them? Weak ass dudes. See? Oh no, I already know where this is going to. Man, what a loser. Get your shit together, bro. You got a family, you got a daughter, you got a wife. Figure your shit out. Put half the energy you put into playing D&D into getting a job. My God. That's some crazy shit right there. I'll never understand that. Oh, my daughter needs to eat. I'm just going to play video games. The fuck is wrong with you?
think this is a good.
Anyways, let's keep going. Let's continue. Y'all, hit the like button, by the way. We got 254 people on Rumble. We got 11 people on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
What the fuck?
And y'all, yeah, hit the like button. We got 54 likes. We got 54 likes over on Rumble. Come on, y'all. Leave a like. Leave a like. And let's continue on here.
Good place to let you know that I'm not a professional. I'm just pulling my information from very public sources that are already out there. You guys go do your own research and form your own opinions, because I'm filtering this through my own words. But she couldn't get child support out of him because every time she turned around, he was losing the next job. And because of this, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Mommy Little Monster, thanks for the $5 Rumble rant. What did I miss? Basically, all we know is that this lady named Annie Hester met this guy playing Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, and they fell in love. They had a baby, but then their marriage started getting kind of rocky, and then I guess he was like kind of a bum. He didn't have a job. He would have a job and then lose it, have a job and lose it. So she tried everything. They started she was like, have an open marriage. Just tell me about it. He didn't. He just did his thing and didn't tell her. She found out, so she wanted a divorce. She divorced him, and then he's like basically like not paying child support, not doing anything. So that's where we're at right now. Let's keep going.
decided that it was time for him to find a roommate too. So he ended up finding a woman named Angela McCraw, and Angela was single and she was a mother of 3. Now, you got to keep them separated. So we got Annie, okay, and we got Angela. So now Angela is living with Matt as a roommate and her 3 children. Then within a month of Matt and Angela being roommates, they become a couple.
I was about to say, don't tell me they become a couple.
What? What the fuck?
And by 2014, the 2 of them get married. Now, after Matt and Angela got married, things started to change. Matt wanted to spend a lot more time
Oh, Lord. That smash cake is chocolate, isn't it?
with his daughter that he had with Annie. But Annie would say that no matter what she tried to do, it's like she could not have a good co-parenting relationship with Matt. And
Yeah, because he's a loser. Why, if he can't even hold a job, how do you think he's going to be able to hold parenting down? Dude, you know what I mean? Like, he can't hold a job. Of course he's not going to be able to parent.
I do want to throw in
Or at least it's going to be very hard for him to parent.
there that I saw neighbors speak about Annie, and I seen an interview with Annie's sister. And Annie, from what everything I could find, never caused problems with anybody. She did everything she could to, even as a little girl, to make people around her happy and not, make anybody upset. She seemed very non-confrontational. I mean, as we can see, the whole marriage situation, she was willing to basically do whatever to keep this marriage going. And so now Matt's married to this other woman with 3 kids. Now he wants...
Oh, damn, they actually got married? Oh, shit. She said they just started a relationship. He married the other person with 3 kids?
to be heavily involved in his daughter's life. But then now there's all this friction between the 2 of them while Annie's trying to co-parent. I'm sure some of y'all know exactly what that feels like. However, at around 2:59 a.m. on June 10th of 2016, 36-year-old Annie made a frantic call to 911 saying that she had been attacked in her apartment.
911. Oh, I'm trying to kill me. 911, how can I help you? I'm trying to kill me. What happened? Somebody tried. Where is this person at now?
I'm not here.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yes. No.
Do you know the name of the person that did this to you?
No.
Are you bleeding a lot? Okay, I'm getting lots of help heading in that direction, okay? Can you tell me what your name is?
First responders arrived within minutes and they rushed Annie to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. They tried everything that they could to save her or revive her and nothing worked. Now,
oh my God.
Annie's autopsy revealed that she had been struck, we'll say, with like a blunt force sharp object over 60 times, and the wounds ranged from the depth of about a half of...
Oh, Kristen Randall, we love you to death. What's a blunt force sharp object? I know what she's saying. She can't say the knife word. So she went with blunt force, but also sharp. I get it. You know, it happens, Christina. We all have to make up words and things that don't exist to appease the AI overlords on all these freaking platforms, except Rumble. Shout out to Rumble. Y'all, if you're watching on Rumble, put a thumbs up in the chat because we can say whatever the hell we want over here.
An inch to 8 inches, okay? 8 inches deep. And they basically pierced all of her vital organs. It was
sweet Jesus.
An intense scene that the investigators arrived at. When the detectives were looking over the crime scene, this is when they realized that it appeared that Annie's window air conditioner had been pulled out from the window and a cinder block was placed beneath the window, and this looked like it was used to be stepped on to step up into the window. They believe that this is where the attacker entered Annie's apartment. Also, they saw quite a bit of red bodily fluid splattered evidence
Oh,
that
no.
indicated that Annie had actually been laying in her bed when she was attacked. They also said that from the crime scene, they could tell that she tried to make her way to the front door to escape, and she also had quite a bit of defensive wounds on her hands, showing that
Oh
she
my
did
God.
try to fight for her life. There were also several blood knives at the crime scene and also a footprint in this red bodily fluid as well that was found on the floor. Detectives began to
Jesus.
search all around like the neighborhood, and they went off to interview several of Annie's neighbors who said that they did hear screaming at around 11 p.m. They heard a bunch of thuds and moans afterwards, but they didn't see anything suspicious. Now, remember, the 911 phone call came in at 2:59 a.m. So from everything that's out there, it looks like whoever came into her apartment could have been there for like 4 hours. And it seems like the person that came in and was there for 4 hours, it could have been like a torture session.
Oh
While the
my
detectives
God.
were scoping out the scene, they found Annie's daughter's room with all of the toys and stuff like that, and they realized that there was no little one in the apartment. And this is when they began to panic for a while, because they thought that maybe whoever came into the apartment came in there and did this and left with Annie's daughter. However, as
Dear
they continued
God.
to investigate, this is when they found out that Annie was actually with her father, Matt, that current weekend for his visitation with her. So the detectives went and
man.
found Matt, and they brought him in for questioning. Matt went in willingly, and he told the detectives that he had picked his daughter up late that day from Annie. He also told the detectives that he had zero reason to want Annie gone. But during the interview, the detectives received security camera footage from Annie's apartment building that showed a car that looked an awful lot like Matt and Angela's car. And this
Wreaking havoc. Good to see you.
car was at Annie's apartment complex. Now, when Matt was asked about this, he said he did not know why his car would be there because he was asleep the whole time. When the detectives interviewed Angela, Matt's new wife, Angela told the detectives that him and Annie had been in this like nasty like custody battle over their daughter, and that Annie was not allowing Matt to see like their daughter as much as he wanted to. So it seemed like there's a little bit of friction there that Matt had left out during his interview with the detectives. Now, Angela did deny that the car that was in the security camera footage was her and Matt's. She also said that the night that all of this stuff went down, that she had been really sick and she was throwing up on herself at the house, and that Matt had been helping her clean herself up. But this was also another detail that Matt never mentioned in his interview, which seems pretty important, because if they say, "Where were you that night?" and you say, "Oh, I was at home playing games with the kids, but now your wife is saying that she was super sick, she was getting sick all over the place, and he was helping to clean that up," you would think that that would be something that you would mention. However,
Right.
Matt and Angela's roommates did tell the detectives that they saw Matt and Angela at the home, and that they had also saw them sleeping that night. And so because of this, they had to let Matt and Angela go home. According to court records, Matt was wanting to get full custody, and he had been claiming that Annie was an unfit mother. But Annie worked a full-time job, and she kept a very nice and clean home. And so no matter what Matt told the courts, they could not prove that Annie was an unfit mother. Matt and Angela, on the other hand, apparently lived in filth, and they were only surviving financially off of government assistance. Matt said that all of his and Angela's children had like all of these different disabilities, and because of that, him and Angela actually got a nice size Social Security disability benefit checks for each of the kids, and I think it was around like $2,000 a month or something like that. Angela's ex-husband, you follow me? This is Angela right here, Matt's new wife at the time. Angela's ex-husband told the detectives that the reason that he divorced Angela was because she was convinced all of their children needed prescription medications for their several different disabilities, to the point where he just couldn't take the amount of poison and what he considered to be drugs that Angela was putting into their bodies anymore. And he said that it was a constant like stream of arguments between the two of them. Now, I don't know what
Oh, damn. Can you imagine?
was really going on with Angela, or her children or whatever. But the undertone sounds like, again, this does not mean everybody does this, but the undertone from researching this, it almost sounded like she was pushing like different disabilities or, taking her small children to the doctors in order to, tell the doctors that they had all these issues in order to get medication and to get them labeled with stuff so she could also get money. Again, I don't know if that's true, but from the research, that's what it sounds like was being said. And not only did...
Man, if that's true, you're going to burn in hell for that one, lady. There's people who can actually use that.
Allegedly, Angela do that with her 3 children, but it was said that Angela was convinced that Matt and Annie's daughter had bipolar disorder. Annie definitely did not agree that her daughter, her very small child at this time, had bipolar disorder. And allegedly, she said that she believed that it was just another attempt from Angela and Matt to get more disability benefits. Another thing that is pretty interesting that the detectives found out was that only a month before Annie's passing, a judge actually awarded Annie full custody once again and had ordered Matt to pay $13,140 in back child support plus $29,000 in legal fees. And Annie even had a $100,000 life insurance policy that had her parents as the beneficiary. And not even a week after Annie passed away, the insurance company contacted the detectives to tell them that Matt, her ex-husband, had called them to see if he was still the beneficiary and if he was going to get a payout. At this point, the detectives felt like they had the motive between, all of the arguing allegedly about the bipolar and the benefits and now the child support and these legal fees and him reaching out, seeing if he was going to get the $100,000, life insurance.
What an idiot.
Policy. The detectives is like, whoa. Okay, this seems like the motive, but it just still didn't seem like enough for them to go and arrest them. So the detectives continued to investigate. They were able to get a GPS record for Angela's phone, and when they did, they found that just 3 days after Annie had been slain, Angela's phone was shown going into like this wooded area. It showed that this was the only time she had went into this wooded area. She stayed there for 7.5 minutes. She left and she never went back there again. So the detectives decided that they were going to go to this wooded area. Look around and try to figure out why she was there. Now, when the detectives got there, they saw that the spot went either up, where you could like walk up this wooded area, or you could walk down. The detectives just guessed that Angela, if she went there, she would probably take the easy route and go down. And when they did, this is...
Oh, shit. Why'd they make that assumption?
When they found the evidence that they would need. When they went down this hill, they found like this little creek area that was about 4 foot deep. I believe it was a volunteer, like a person with the investigators that went in, and this woman went into the water and she began to search around. She ended up coming across this like big gray plastic bin. And when they pulled the bin out of the water, they found that it had another like plastic bag inside of it, and it had rocks in it in order to weigh it down. When they pulled the contents out of the bag that was in this bin, this is where they found bloody clothes. Now, interestingly enough, they found a pajama top that had different colors on it, and it had like a skull on it. When the investigators had Matt and Angela's home searched, they found the pants, the pajama pants that matched that top that was in that bin. Ooh. They also ended up finding a boot that had been wedged in these like logs that was in this wooded area. When they took the boot in, this is when they found that the bottom of the boot matched the bloody footprint that was found at the crime scene. When this bloody boot print came back, they were also able to find that Angela had purchased these boots back in 2015, and this was really all they needed. The evidence at this point was seemingly overwhelming. But if
busted.
That wasn't enough. Later it would come back that Angela's DNA was then found on one of those sharp objects that was in the house. In October of 2017, 37-year-old Angela was arrested and charged with aggravated murder and first-degree burglary. After Angela's arrest, Matt was questioned by the detectives again, and this time he said on the night of the attack, Angela had came home covered in all this red bodily fluid, and he said that he helped Angela clean herself up, but besides that, he had nothing to do with the situation that happened between Angela and Annie. Now, Matt also told the detectives that he did have around 10 conversations with his, at this time, wife about...
Bruh.
I gotta break it out again, y'all. I got one thing to say to this dude.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
What an idiot.
ending Annie's life, but he never went through with it himself. However, he did admit to contacting Angela's ex-husband at one point to try to hire him to take out a hit on his ex-wife, Annie, but he couldn't because he didn't have enough money to pay for it. Eventually, 38-year-old Matt was indeed arrested as well, but he wasn't arrested until the summer of 2019, and he ended up being charged with 1 count of solicitation to commit murder, 2 counts of criminal conspiracy to commit, and 1 count of hindering the prosecution. In November of 2020, Angela pled guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder, and she ended up being sentenced to life in prison. Now,
good. Bye-bye.
She will be eligible for parole after serving 25 years, though. So,
oh my God.
Life in prison.
How dare you?
25 years. That's what she ended up. If she walks a straight and narrow, she can get out in 25 years, which to me seems absolutely insane. But nevertheless,
that's nuts.
That's the rules there. Now, in August of 2021, Matt pled guilty to solicitation to commit murder and hindering the prosecution. He ended up getting sentenced to 56 months, y'all.
56 months?
What? What the fuck?
I thought she was going to say 56 years.
Basically, nothing, in my opinion. And Angela and Matt did end up getting a divorce while they were in prison, and allegedly they are no longer in contact with each other.
Shocking.
Angela's children ended up getting put in foster care, and Annie and Matt's daughter ended up going to Annie's parents, and she's being raised by her grandmother, which is a really good thing. I'm really glad that their daughter ended up going with somebody who seemingly will love her and protect her and do right by her. Matt was actually supposed to be released in March of 2023, but I was not able to find any information if he ended up getting out or not. So either he's out right now or he's still in. I guess there's good chances that he is out right now. The detectives did say that they could end up coming back and charging him with murder in the future if more evidence comes out or comes to prove that he had more involvement in it than what they were able to prove.
Like calling to see if he's going to get the life insurance payout after she was killed?
This story, I mean, so many of it is, so many similarities to friends that I have or people that I know that end up having a child with somebody and things change later down the road. I am a firm believer that you can be with somebody, marry somebody, and love them and feel like you're doing all the right things, and that other person can change. You never know what could happen. Many different things could happen. Mental health can come out of nowhere. There's just different things that can happen, but I see this type of thing so often where either I know the father that is trying everything to co-parent and be a good parent, and the other person is doing all of this crazy mess. Or I know a mother who's doing it, like doing everything they can to be a good parent and co-parent, and the father's doing all this crazy mess. Now, I do know people that co-parent well together too, but then like in this situation, you have the new wife that comes in like, what in the heck? I want to know so bad too if there are substances involved. I feel like
has to be.
That is not put in the forefront hardly ever in a lot of cases. Because do people really in their right minds think they can do something like this and get away with it? Like, what were these two actually thinking? And poor, like,
They weren't.
Annie's daughter. I'm going to say Annie's daughter because Matt sure wasn't acting like a father when he did all of this stuff. Like, how about go get a job instead of planning on ending your
Amen to that, Christina Randall. Amen to that.
child's mother's life? Devastating. She tried everything to make this man happy. So what do you guys think? Have you heard about this situation?
He's a loser.
Have you been in a situation similar? Like maybe you have been in a co-parenting relationship where you've tried everything to make it work with the other person, and maybe it did work just fine. Maybe they get another person in their lives and then things quit working. I don't know. Absolutely sad. Really seems like Annie did everything right. And yeah, y'all let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Other than that, I love you guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. That dude is a loser. There's no other way to put it. That dude sucks. And he let his wife down, he let his daughter down, and then he did all that crazy shit. Insane.
How dare you?
You should be ashamed of yourself, Matt. You should be ashamed of yourself. And Angela, you're gonna burn in hell too. They burning in hell, y'all. Well, welcome. I almost said welcome back, like we just started. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks everyone for being here. Take a second, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. Leave a like on these videos, y'all. Do me a favor, especially on Rumble. We got 283 people watching on Rumble. We got 66 likes. Y'all, come on. We should be at 200 at least. Everybody watching, just close the chat real quick. Hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. The more interaction we get the videos, the better. And on YouTube too, y'all, if you're watching over on YouTube, there are 20 of you guys. Shout out to 20. What? Let's go. What the heck? Y'all, hit the little thumbs up button. I appreciate it. My name is Patrick. Hit the follow button if you like the true crime stuff. I love you guys, but I have got to get some sleep. You can start hearing my voice. It starts getting gravelly towards the end of these live streams. So I'm like, okay, everyone, good night. I love you guys. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. We'll see you tomorrow night over on TikTok. And then we'll be right back here on YouTube and Rumble. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, y'all.